So in this video, I'm going to show you how I traded the LOBOT strategy, trading the DAX 30 at the London Open right now. So let's begin. And please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so you get a notification every time there's a new video. Hello, this is me from iTradeAIMS. We're here in Birmingham under lockdown. Can't go out, can't do anywhere, can't do anything. Actually, it's been so depressing I didn't want to do any videos, but today, because there has been no video during November, I thought I'll make a quick video to update you on what's going on. So in this today's video, I'm going to first go through what we traded today on DAX. There was what we call the LOBOT strategy. To know more about LOBOT strategy, you can go to our website, iTradeAIMS.com or iTradeAIMS.net. There's more information on that. And we also apply the setup one strategy once the LOBOT strategy is done after a little while when price starts to go up. So just before the London Open, I saw the market started to go down a little bit, and I didn't want to miss it, so I went with a tiny entry here, which is kind of like the tester entry to find out where it was going. But as soon as I got in, price started to go up, so I got out with a small loss here. And then a few seconds later, this is the 15-second chart, 12-second chart actually. So side by side, I have the M1 and the M5 chart as well. So then it started going down. I made my first entry on this candle here. It went up, started coming down, and I made my second entry. And then price started going down. If I didn't make this entry and that one, I would have actually liked to see this candle. So when after this candle, you see this inside candle, I would have gone short below. I think it was Sam in the Discord channel. And by the way, Discord is free to join. Links in the description, or you have to become a free guest member. So if you go to iTradeAIMS.net, or I'll put the link down below, you can become a free member, and that will then allow you to join the Discord automatically. So you can go and do that. That's the sound of Discord in the background, by the way. So you can do that. And so anyway, so price went down, and that's where Sam took the trade, and it went down further. ATM closed, brought stop loss to break even. That's the next slide. Then I started trading the candles, but my target point was here. It was pretty easy trade, 20 points, and it went straight away. And I'll show you the next slide. So as you can see in this slide, both of my entries, this was the initial rent, and this one came around. So entry was here and exit there, target point hit, and then the price started going back up. And in the videos that follow now, after this, around 9 o'clock or around 10 o'clock UK, 1.5 hour or 2, when we think it's over, I go on my Discord channel, which you see on the screen, or maybe just I'll bring it here. So I'd go to a trading room and I will share my charts and we have a discussion. So what follows this video is that discussion that followed, how we traded this. We will talk about this. We will talk about what happened afterwards. So enjoy the conversation. Just setting my orders. Alrighty. So there's the order gone. The order would have been just here, above there. What's our price? 31.5. Going to the 15-second chart, 15-second chart. Okay, so that kicks me out. Why? Because I'm long and price hits what is the peak of 3, previously what I got out. So like what I want here is that when you have something like this and you get in, you want price to just immediately fly, to continue. Yep. But when it doesn't do that, and I'm watching the 10-second chart, it kind of gives me more information in there, and I know that this level here is going to be, oh, what am I doing? I can show you the 15-second chart here as well. Okay, so I'll change this to 1 minute. So you were asking about this one, if this is a pullback. You see, yeah, we have this is the problem. A red candle kind of shows that there are sellers in there. So when you look at when you expand that pullback into 15-second chart, you see this very strong move down, which hits the green line and then starts to go up. So if I go long on this doji or above this, I'll be watching that level there. It hits it and reacts to it. That's my cue, right? I'm out. Because what I want is, yeah, it can react to it and kind of go sideways a little bit, and then probably give it another try and blast through it. Fine. Or initially I wanted to just go blast through it straight away, because that's what I'm trading for. My trade is for that. I've already seen the pullback here. I've already seen the pause. Now I want a continuation of the trend. Blast off. Doesn't blast off, I'm out. I'm not going to sit and watch and have my stop loss be lingering around here, which is a strategy that you can go with if you take a setup one.
Yeah.
So now coming back to the here's another point that I want to make in this. If this is your pullback, the 2 candle pullback, looking at the M1 chart, and this continuation then fails to break the high,
Okay.
which created this box high up there,
Yep.
then I'm not interested to take this level. Now, even if it flies through, I'm not
Okay.
interested to take this level. I'm looking for break of this. And because this break, this box is so close to this, I would rather wait for this break.
Yep.
So this then saves me the B traps. See, this is where the B traps would happen. See, like if you look at the 15-second chart, this would be an entry for anyone to say, oh, AO is close to zero line. You have the red and green touching. I can go long here. But the price evidence to that is different. We don't want that. That's why we wait for the fresh cross. And I would want a box to be formed over here to create like a double box scenario. And then I would take it there. So that's how I take my pullbacks, and that's how the pullbacks are translated into setup one. Oftentimes I can take the high of this as well. But again, if you translate this pattern on fractal geometric different levels, we're interested in catching these. And we want to time these, this move, we want to catch it somewhere around this. So if I go, going back to that initial thought, you know, the reason why I started this. Hold on. What's happening?
Not staying.
See, the 12-second chart created a rather prettier setup one after this initial break. If you look at it,
I'm at break even on a setup one.
So this is the B trap one, the first one here. We don't want to take.
Yeah.
And then it creates a setup one. So you have a fresh cross. And then you have this question of whether there's enough distance between 28 and that peak. So that's what, 28 and 34, not enough. Right? So if I'm looking at the MT4 chart right now, my entry would be 32, and my most immediate level to the left is 34.9, or let's go to 35 or 36.
Yep.
This is not enough for me. Picture wise, very nice setup one. And it's this level that ruined it for me.
Okay.
I don't want complicated pullbacks. I want a clear 2-3 candle pullback and then a break of that. When there's a failure here, it screws the pooch.
Fair enough. Poor pooch.
And then
There's not enough distance for me between the top and
the
target zone 1 now, so I guess I'm in watch mode.
I'm still in, still trading it.
Oh, well done.
well, if you took this at 30, then yeah, you can be break even now. because now it's just
I was in at 28. 28 for me.
28. Oh, that's too early.
Just speedy.
Oh, so you went in here. The one that I was talking about that I won't take. Oh, you can't see my screen, can you? Because
No, I can't see it. Yeah.
oh, you set it up. So you went on the initial. This is where I don't do it. But yeah, that's the way. If you do it, your stop loss has to be here. So there's a certain way of doing this. That if you take this trade here, for longer term profitability, you have to have your stop loss where you think is the bottom of wave 4.
That's where I had it. 6 pips. Yeah. 6 points.
Yeah, so it had to be here. Otherwise, this would get you out. And then it goes there. And now your stop loss can be break even or here. And now we're looking for a break here. If it breaks there, my stop loss will come straight away to 34. So I will lock in 6 if it breaks. If it comes down, then I have to make a decision. Do I want to stay in it or not? For me personally, if I was long here, I wouldn't be waiting this long. I don't wait.
Once I've got it to break even, I'll wait all day. I'm not bothered after that. It's a free trade.
Nah, not my style.
Free money. Market money.
I can do that on the hourly and other stuff, not on this. This is like, if I'm long in this, you would hardly find me in trades waiting. Yeah, if it was a 1 minute chart. On a 1 minute chart, suppose I took this. I think I can go back to that original point that we were trying to discuss. And that kind of played out in this. So you know what I'm about to talk about right now, we just saw it happen on the 15-second chart. Exactly that same thing, right? Like we talk about this and this. So this is your 3, this is your 4, and this is the 5 that we're looking for. And this is where you probably, you know, can take a rent and then get back in here. But what Alina said, that you took a couple of trades before you took this one. You probably paid a rent here. Are you looking at my screen now?
Yep.
The 857, and then you probably took another one here.
Yep.
And so if I now display the M5 and M1 side by side.
And again, I was just impatient because I didn't wait for my E wave to turn red before I started to try and jump in. I look at it now.
Yeah, but here's something that will change the way you think about it.
Okay.
So what we want for a setup 1 is we want to have an equivalent, or because it's the same chart, it's just a different zoom level. So you can see my cursor, luckily on the trading view, when I move my cursor on M5, you'll see the relevant position on the M1 as well. Right? So like you asked over here if it was a pullback. So when you're taking the M1 setup, you have to look at whether it's a good pullback on the M5 as well. So if you look at the M5 here, this is your first pullback. So on the M1, this is your pullback. But you're looking for a setup 1 within a pullback. This wasn't a setup 1. So you're waiting for it to go sideways. And then finally, it started to go sideways. But what's on the M5? What's M5 telling you? If you look at this, is this the pullback you would take? Is this the pullback?
Well, I guess I was looking at it was too many wicks.
Yes. So
it was very wicky, so it didn't really give a good picture of indicating
exactly. So
strength.
If you look at this one with this strong wick, and that wick is explained or expanded into the M1 chart here, as we can see here.
Yep.
So you can justify by going long on this by saying, okay, the wick on M5 is bearish, but I can see on the M1 that it's actually come to this level and then paused there, and now it started going up. You could take this trade as a pullback on the M1 on its own. That's a different way of doing it. But then once it done this candle, looking at the M5 chart now, this candle, the 820, which would be 1020 on our MT4, it did not break the high of that. So when it did not break the high of that, and now let's translate that level into the box level. It's this box level, 820, right?
Yeah.
I'm not taking this box. I will not take this box.
Anything.
Yes. So
Yep.
this is a setup 2 of taking, but this is not what I will be taking because I'm worried about this level. I want clear price after this. And guess what happens after that? It does not clear it. It actually tries to break it, then comes down all the way. And that created this pin bar. So when it created the pin bar itself, it's not a great indication of a pullback. It's actually a reversal. So because it's a reversal, this other candle over here that I see, I'm not considering it as a pullback. So I'm not taking the high of this either. So this level here on the M5, what we see, translated into this level, never created a box for me anyways, for me to be tempted to take a long. But now what's happened is that I have this level. The market has given me this level. Now I do not want to touch this chart as long as my entry is close to that level. So if I were to go long here at 14, I only have 5 points in between that level and this. If I want to take it, the only way I will take it is that I will half my position. I will go there and I'll have my stop loss here. Even that would have been taken out around here if I waited that long. I would not have waited anyway. As soon as it went down, I would have got out here. And then if I had attempted this one, I would not go back in. Just simply not. So then I would wait and I will see if this level is tested and broken again. And then I would find a way to get in. So if I was to go in on the M1, and then I saw this level here. So if it comes down, hits the purple, it creates this level. I could take here, but you know what's to the left.
Yeah.
We have all of this. It's stupidity taking trades around here. Not really stupid, but from the point of view that I am talking about, that we want to take trades in clear markets, then it becomes stupid. But if the concept is that, no, I want to take a trade somewhere inside wave 4 and I will have my stop loss where I think is the bottom of wave 4, in this case is this, then you can take entry anywhere here and have your stop loss here, because that's your theory, that's your concept, is that now I've seen the bottom of wave 4, I'm going to cash the wave 5. So if I expand the chart and I bring my magical 1, 2, 3s, we can now put it here. So this is my wave 1, this is my 2, this is my 3. This would have been my 4 over here, but now that I've seen A, B, and C, I will class this as my 4, and so that becomes my 5. And now to confirm it, we can have the target zone 1 printed, and it gives us target zone somewhere there, which is very near, and it also suggests that maybe there's another poke up, and it's happening right now. So if we look at the 15-second chart now, we have the highest high. So if your entry is made around 40, it would be the highest price. Yeah, it would be the highest price, but we have the target zone very near us as well. Kind of the wave is kind of completed. I think sticking with the wave is a very fun way of trading. It motivates you, it brings structure to your trading. It gives you reason to get in and reason to get out, and it's a pattern that repeats itself. So it gives you an edge in the market, and it's not always clean and clear, but when it is clean and when it is clear, if you take an entry here or there, and the market is moving cleanly, like this is not a clean, strong move. Let's calculate it here. So we have, let's put it that way. Can you see this is somewhere between red and green line? When I put this line, it gives me the angle. So that's like 41 degrees. Well, right now it's 41, but if you put it this way, it's very subjective. This angle can change. So assume you have the normal.
So helpful.
Yeah, it changes, but that's not the point I was making. The point is, if you started from here to there, we have a 32 bar wave 3, and it's gone how much? 70, yeah, 80 points. How much it gone? Yeah, that is. I wasn't trusting that level. I just checked, double checked on my MT4. So yeah, there's the 80 point up. And now if you calculate how long is our wave 4, turns out that our wave 4 happens to be around 53 bars. So we have a 32 bar wave 3, or candles or periods, but almost double of that in wave 4. Not the most exciting type of setup. Like, this is not kind of like the setup that we are excited about. We want our wave 4 to finish somewhere here.
So, yeah.
You know, if
So about half the number of bars.
about half or 2/3. So if it was somewhere around here, it would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So an entry here was not bad at all, but as you can see, there were those other reasons to look at.
Yeah.
Delete all that. If we're strictly trading the M1 and the M5, and you took a rent here, and then you took a trade here or here, you're perfectly, it's perfectly fine. It's okay. This is not a DS0. This is where the our chart, the flow chart, plays its part. So this would not be a clear entry because the gator is not enclosed inside it, and because of that, this would be my second level to the left. So if I were to take a trade, it's going to be here, but then if I put a pending order, it's very next to this. Then if I put my pending order all the way there above that level, then my stop loss is very far away, and in most cases this kind of setup is filtered because of those levels. So that's that. Do we have Sam with us? Carry on.
Yesterday after London Open, I actually jumped back to a 5-minute, 1 hour combo because I wasn't able to think about all those things you've been telling me in the 1 minute bars.
Gotcha.
I think that's probably a better option for me at the moment.
I see. Right. Ooh.
So, have you ever tried trading the zone between the top of the wave 3 and the target TZ1? Because I was thinking about that. Have you ever done anything like that?
Top of the 3 and targets.
Yeah, so you get your wave 3, then you get your bottom of your wave. Once you know where the bottom of your wave 4 is and you set your TZ1, I was thinking about trading the action zone in between the top of wave 3 and targeting TZ1.
Well, that's the sort of, that's actually what I tried to do. But instead of, this is what I'm trying to do this whole year, that I want nothing to the left. So instead of going in, unless this wave 4, what we see here, it just kept going down, and like if it just went down here and created a tight box here, yeah.
Last high.
Yes, so the idea is that if there is at least 1 hour between the break of wave 4 box and the peak, then we would just go here. But for that, I need a clean. That's what I was trying to explain to Alina and probably everyone else who was listening, is that for a clean setup one, the M5 chart has to be clean. And then I apply this same concept by looking at the M1 chart and then looking for the same things on the 15-second chart. So obviously when I have the M5 displayed, I want to see if the M5 has the gator open. So I'm assuming that when the gator is open, it's an impulse wave. Some elitician would either call it a C or a 3 or a 1. They would call it something like that. But we know that when the gator is open, it's an impulse wave. And that's all we want to know. So M5 has an open gator, let's say. Now that's my trend. Now to understand that way further on M1, I could call it like so. Around here when the M5 would be, I don't know, what would it be? Let's find out. So over here, price is going up, gator is open. I'm in long position, right? Long bias. It's going up. So now I know that this is some kind of an impulse, maybe a 3. If the 4 and 5 was to happen, this would become a 3. Now we know it is a 3. So when this 3 was happening, I want to see those pullbacks to be, I want them to be nice and clean, like this one. But when it's something like this and it fakes out here, then I'm not going to take this. I'm going to wait for this to happen. And that's what I was trying to explain. So, and then when we see a 3 on M1, now you see we've seen the 3 on M1, and it begins to go sideways. When I know that my M1 is going into wave 4, the 12-second chart is out. It's off. It's on the sideways. It's the puke emoji, like it was over here. Complete crap. I want nice and clean. So then I want the M1 to go out of wave 4 in a clean fashion. And that's your question. It comes, I'm coming to that now. This yellow line here, your favorite color, when it breaks it, I'm interested in that impulse move. It's creme de la creme, right? So now we can see here very clearly that this price action is far different than this one. This is red, green, highs, lows, whereas this one is consecutive. And then, as you know, as soon as I had my first pause here, there are many times that if I actually tried but couldn't get in, this could have got me in because, breaks that level, hangs around that level. If I got in long here, my stop loss would be just here, a few points below. But today, I waited for this, got in there, got out there. So entry was 26 or something. On my feed, I think it was 24. And then I went up 33. Let me check it again. On the MT4, my entry is 25. And my exit is 34. Yeah, so same feed. Here it says 25 here. I had your entry would be 26, but on my feed, entry over here was 25. We got out at 34 there. Quick trade. And then you took this one as well. I didn't, for the reasons I explained. But why? Because this was not a lovely pullback for me. There was this bearish candle. I don't want the bearish candles in my pullback like that. I want pullbacks to be nice and clean. See, again here, this pullback I did not take for 2 reasons. The first reason is this. Let's call it that. Let's go to the M5. As we can see, around that time, I'd taken my 20 or 40 points at the LOBOT when it went down. And then it immediately was rejected. So we took the trade here, right? Took it here, went down. I had already, let's do a little bit of a recap now. So because on the hourly chart, I had identified these levels earlier, I had this level drawn and kind of aligned it with this one. I also had this level drawn, and this level was drawn as well. And so that served as my target. I came very nicely to it straight away. This was the entry, this was the exit. And as we can see, there's a bullish divergent candle. It's a nice, lovely fruit setup. So if we went for a fruit strategy, this would be a long, and then would be an add-on. This would be an add-on, and then we'll get out here. That's the fruit strategy anyway. But when it was going up, this was not a pullback for me because it was still stuck in the box. See those levels to the left? They were there. This was then possibly very good pullback. Could have been taken. It hit that level. In many, I think when I look at it now, but with benefit of hindsight, there were quite a few reasons to take it. If you look at it, price tested that level, pulled back, and tested these levels. These ones. There we go. And created kind of a bullish candle, touching the purple as well. So for that reason, it could have been taken. Where if you take it here at 85, stop loss would be here, 75, 73, and then it goes up. And then obviously, this then became too late. So I might have taken a rent here, paid a rent here, and then probably taken the high of this had I taken this. So had I taken this, I kind of think in waves, wave by wave. So if I took this long here and I took my profits there, that would have allowed me to try this as well. But because I didn't take this, then this for me was even a lower probability trade, so then I didn't take this one either. And then through all this time, I stayed and did nothing until that 15-second trade. So that's a bit of a recap. And Doug has gone quiet because now he's long.
Question on that.
Yeah.
Where the pullback which had the fake out.
Which one?
It's underneath. I'll go back over to the left.
Mm-hmm. Here? Here?
Yeah, yep. You said you wouldn't take that one because it had the fake out.
Yep.
That one, I
No,
think.
it's the next one up. It's the next one.
Oh, the next one up.
This one?
Oh, yeah. Okay, that one.
No.
So what
Mm-hmm.
do you need to see to reset it? Do you need to see it going above the high of that level that was created before you look for another?
So you're talking about why I wouldn't take this high?
Yeah.
I would obviously take this
You
one.
said-
I would take this one.
Okay.
I would take this one because this is a pullback. But the reason I
Yeah.
didn't take is because I didn't take this one. So this is my third pullback.
Okay.
So in this wave up, this is obviously out of the question. It is the first pullback, but at that time you wouldn't even see it as a wave up. You just see it as price coming back to the range. See, let me put it, let's do it this way. So if you look at it now, this is not a wave going up. Around this time it's just you seeing, okay, London Open price goes down. And as we can see, as soon as the London Open really kicked in, we could assume that London Open started an uptrend, and we know now with the benefit of hindsight it was true. But at this time, this wasn't a pullback. This was just a market trying to find. So you don't know what's going on. Let's go forward. You have two candle pullback. It looks like a pullback now, but we have nothing. And then it breaks out. Now you're in the position of thinking, okay, looks like London Open wants to take price up. I just didn't see it that way. I think I was probably having, what time is it? Yeah, I was on the screen. I was looking at things here and there. Price goes up, hits that level, pulls back strongly down. And now with the benefit of hindsight, and this is what I was trying to explain earlier as well, is that I'm looking at it, and now we can see that it actually retested those levels to the left. So that is quite a good reason to actually go long here. But for some reason, I did not see it there. And here you go. So you have this, reacts to it, price goes up, it's not really going strong, and then suddenly it went. So this would have been a nice pullback. It's a second pullback, but actually a first pullback out of the box. But within this wave, it's actually a second pullback. If I took that and I had grabbed my profits, I would be keen on taking this trade as well, because now it's, you know, there's nothing to the left mostly. And then I would have paid a quick rent on this. Like I would have gone in. Oh yes, I remember that very well. Now I remember. There weren't just one reason. So one reason, this one I didn't take, is because of this level, right? And then the reversal candle. But as we know now, it could have been taken. But that's the reason I didn't take. So because of that, then when this was happening, I was monitoring the 100 level. So it took it hit the 100 level, but it went below the 100, you know, the 13,100 you can see on the right.
Mm-hmm.
And then my entry would have been just below the 100. So that was also one of the reasons that I didn't want to take this. And at the same time, it was also a reason that I didn't take this, and now it's a third. And you can see that market is, you know, the move was very spiky on this. You know, it went straight up and then started coming down. I don't take pullbacks like this, you know, when you have this extension of price going away from the green line. So that saved me a rent there. It was a good decision. And then, now coming to that point, is that once there's a fake out, then after that, I don't count anything as a pullback. So then I will have to wait for this. If I was really keen on taking this trade, I could take it on the break of this.
Okay.
Then it starts, it goes up. If I took it there, I would be out there. So if I took it here, definitely I'll be out here. That's it. And these are the places where the Scooby is created. As you can see, the snout of the dog. These are the ears. This is the neck. That's the high of the arch of the snout. This is under the snout, and price is going above. And so this was the Scooby snout trade. It breaks through it, goes up. This is the one level pullback on the box. So the box pullback. So as you can see, after this fake out was broken, but it didn't break that, then I don't take anything of that level on this particular chart. What I would do instead is that if there was a double level on a 15-second chart somewhere here, then I would take that, which for me did not happen. So I was very careful today. Mostly I just took, this gave me 4 R's around here, and then that another little one after the break, which was where? Oh, I'm searching for that, but it's not here because it's not printed yet. Here we go. So here we go. That's my little scalp. I've changed over the years the way I approach the 15-second and the 1-minute charts. It's just my personality thing.
That's okay. We're happy to learn from your prior experience.
Yeah, everyone has to, like, do their thing. find their own individual kind of style. But over trading, you know, trading too many times during the day, it's just, that's not how it's done. It hardly works.
Right, guys, I've got to go. I've got work back, and thanks for all that again through it. I'll catch you later.
All right, mate. I'm going to do my stock analysis now.
Thanks, Amy.
No worries.